Yo, YouTube waving my welcome back to OST. It's your boy Tay, and I'm back with another motion picture. Yeah, dig. And today I'm gonna be doing my WrestleMania 42 card. This was a tough rundown to do because there's so many avenues that maybe can go down. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications so you know when the waviest channel on YouTube posts video, because I am the waviest channel on YouTube. And if you didn't know, now you know. You did. So we're gonna do night one and night two. This is not in a particular order. I just wrote down matches. As you can see, I wrote down matches. So we're gonna start with night one of the WrestleMania 42 card. So it was a travesty last year. They did not add the TLC match for the SmackDown Championships. This year I'm only doing a ladder match. So a ladder match featuring teams on SmackDown. Now the champions, I don't know who they're going to be, but for me it's between the YA6 or the MFTs. They're probably going to get to the MFTs, so maybe the MFTs go into this WrestleMania as champions, but we'll see. Next, I have the Women's US Fatal 4-Way Championship match. So we got the champion Julia versus Chelsea Green versus Alexa Bliss versus either Selena Vega or Tiffany Stratton. Or you can add like the B-Fabs and the Meechins of the world. Not really sure who's gonna be the fourth person, but I feel like they definitely should put Alexa Bliss in the US title scene if they're not gonna automatically boost her to the world title scene. But I definitely think that she should go to the mid card along with Tiffany Stratton to rebuild Tiffany Stratton to get her back into the main event card. So I probably, instead of the B-Fabs, the Meechins, and the Zelina Vegas, I probably would do Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and the champion Julia. Next up, I got the IC title match versus the champion Finn Balor versus Dirty Dom with Liv. As you all, well, if you don't know, or if you do know, Dom is hurt right now. So I think it would be poetic to have a little tournament and Finn Balor wins the tournament to be the IC champion, to technically continue the storyline of Judgment Day having all the championships or getting back in the championship picture, but also kind of still progressing the feud between Dom and Finn. But now Finn has finally won the IC championship, so he can be a little bit more cocky in the sense of, well, I took care of business. I won a championship that you couldn't carry, and just make Finn plant the seeds of them versus each other at WrestleMania if Dom is clear. Hope Dom is clear. Next, I got the U.S. title match, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov at WrestleMania. I think that would be great. I know I got a lot of mid cards on night one, and it's probably not going to be that many mid cards, but I feel like also going into this year, they really don't have that many storylines. Honestly, they have a few storylines that can go, like avenues that the fans can create for them to go down, but they really don't have a lot of avenues as far as concrete avenues. Next up, I got LA Knight either versus Chris Jericho or somebody from the Vision, preferably probably Austin Theory and or Bronson Reed. But LA Knight, I feel like should come back as a heel because I feel like he would get mega over as a heel, or like more heelish, if not a full blown heel. And I think him and Chris Jericho will be a banger of a match. But like I said, I also can see them just re-putting him in a story with the Vision. Okay, so now the main event for night one is either going to be CM Punk versus Braun Breaker or Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. Now, the reason why I'm thinking this is because either they can let Braun win at the Raw coming up in 2026 on January, is it January 5th? Yeah, January 5th Raw. They can have him win, and then everybody wants the feud versus Brock Lesnar, which I think would be a great match. So you can do that, or you can just have him lose and then keep building momentum all the way into WrestleMania, keep the feud going all the way to WrestleMania. So I honestly can see WB going down both paths, so it's kind of hard to pick one. But I would do CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and let Braun Breaker get that WrestleMania moment in front of a large crowd. But I also could see a world where they want money and they want a big hit, hard hitting match, and Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar would be that match. But also, don't sleep on Seth Rollins because it could be a point where it could be Braun versus Seth still if he is cleared before WrestleMania. So keep that in mind. Honorable mention. But it's another video I'm gonna do about the WrestleMania um 42 teasers because they're kind of misleading because if you go by but mind my bad. That's in the video. We're gonna get into night two. So night two. To start off night two, I have the IC championship match, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I think that I think that in the next match versus Becky Lynch versus Maxine, I feel like they're gonna let Becky Lynch win again because their money feud is AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, and I feel like they want Becky. I feel like they want AJ Lee to have the title, so I feel like Becky is probably winning, and if she doesn't, she's gonna win it at some point before WrestleMania. Next, I have the women's tag team title match. Now, here's where I don't really know where they would go, but I have Liv and Roxanne versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax and versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now the champions are the Kabuki Warriors. Like I said, you probably can flip for titles with Rhea and Io, and get them back at some point, or you can have Lash Legend and Nia Jax get them. I just did this because these are women that are prominent on TV, so they really don't have nothing to do as of right now. So, and they already have like Liv and Roxanne. Also, you can add Bailey and Lyra Valkyria into this match as well. So I'm gonna add them too because like those couple groups of women don't really have anything going. Like Nia Jax really don't have anything going. Last Legend just got called up. The Kabuki Warriors, I don't think they WWE knows really what they want to do with them. Liv and Roxy is a new tag team. I think they're trying to explore that storyline. And then Bailey and Lyra Valkyria don't really have a set direction. So I think you could add them so it could be a fatal four way. Next, this next match is what I hope happens at night two. A Raw tag team title match. A triple threat TLC tornado tag match. The Usos versus New Day versus the Hardys. I would personally love that, and I think shout out to Matt Hardy for tweeting that tweet out last night and putting that into my brain. And once he said it, I was already like sold. He has me right there. I think they should do that. If they do that, bro, it's probably going to be one of the best tag team matches ever. Next, I got Drew versus Jacob Fatu or Jacob Fatu versus Randy Orton. Now, where I want them to go is for it to be Randy Orton. If you saw a preview where it's Randy Orton who punt kicked Jacob Fatu and he goes after Cody Rhodes as a heel. But if you don't do that at WrestleMania, you can do the blow off match with him and Jacob Fatu. But if it is Drew and Drew is if Drew wins championship this Friday coming up, but they don't want him holding the championship going into WrestleMania, you're gonna see why I say that later on. You can reveal that all along it was Drew and do Drew versus Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Next up, you got AJ Styles versus Gunther. Now I don't know if the match gonna have a stipulation on it, and I don't know what. I know AJ Styles is retiring in 2026, but I don't know if he's gonna do it in early 2026 or is he gonna wait to the end. I hope he takes the John Cena route and retires in December, heading into 2027. But we'll see. But I think they're definitely going to do AJ Styles versus Gunther at some point, and I think it'll be big fight feel at WrestleMania. But I also don't know because I feel like that match you will want to wait until it's closer for him to either retire or I could also see where WWE like does it at WrestleMania, then they disappear for a moment, then before he retires, Gunter comes back around. You know how WWE does. Next up, I got Jade versus Bianca. Is the match I think everybody wants to see. But if Bianca's not ready, I also can see a world where they can run back Tiffany Stratton and or move into Jade versus Charlotte Flair. And once they break up Alexa and Charlotte. And like I said, another video, I'm going to explain why I'm saying these things. Next up, you got Cody versus Roman 3. That's the reason why I say you have Drew versus Jacob Fatu, because it seems like they want to go Roman versus Cody 3, and it seems like they're leaning more towards a bloodline reunion in 2026 to run with that storyline again. So I see maybe Roman getting the W and Cody go back on the chase, and maybe even a more desperate heelish Cody going back for the championship. Not really fully heel, but has heel tendencies. Or another thing I do hope they eventually hopefully before Randy Orton retires, is Cody versus Randy versus a heel Randy. But sadly, is another option I can see WWE doing and dragging this out is Cody versus Drew once again and letting Drew win at WrestleMania. So you never know. But those are my WrestleMania 42 predictions. Like I said, in the next video not next video, but in the video after I report this video, I will explain why some of the things in this video are kind of up in the air. Like I said, with the Cody match, I don't really know who his opponent is going to be because there's like 2 avenues that can go down. Really like 3. And then as far as the Drew versus Jacob Fatu or the Jacob Fatu situation, I don't know where they're going to go with that. And then as far as the women's tag team title match, I don't know. As far as like one matches, well, I forgot a match for night 1. My bad. So another match for night 1 is going to be Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley. But like I said, even that is up in the air as well. But for my pre-show match, I have a pre-show match. My pre-show match is Maxine Dupree versus Natty Neidhart. And then the CM Punk versus Brian Breaker is up in the air. In the next video, I will explain why I say that. And then also the LA Knight situation. So again, that was my WrestleMania 42 predictions. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the love and support y'all been showing to my channel. Continue to show love to my channel. I love you guys. I'm out.